Hello, my name is Isabella Ortegon, and today I will be telling you why Elsa is the best Disney princess. So, when people think about Disney princesses, they often think about Cinderella or Belle or Ariel, but the most outstanding princess of them all is Elsa. So, while each princess has their own charm and like traditional story, Elsa comes on top because of how different her story is, because of everything that she goes through, because her story is not based on some romance or being saved by someone. It's her navigating through her emotions and finding herself in the dark. And her lessons, the lessons that she teaches the people who watch her movies are how relying on others does not make you weak and how to find power within yourself, even when you're going through a turmoil of emotions, how to come out on top, and how to be a leader. So, Elsa, she starts off as the Queen of Arendelle, but after the death of her parents, she ascends to the role of queen from a very young age. So this is super different from other princesses because this gives her a position of leadership when maybe she was not quite equipped to have it. So this made her become a stronger leader faster, right? So her her stepping up to be the queen also signifies the how quick she became a leader, like I said, and how she got that governance power, right? And how she was able to find herself even when going through the rough patches of losing both of her parents. Right. Elsa, she is not only a leader, but she is magical. So her icy powers are not only icy powers, they signify, like I said, the internal turmoil of her emotions and her self-doubt and her isolation, right? So as she goes through everything that she went through and she starts to be able to dominate her powers, that symbolizes her strength and how she is able to dominate her emotions and her mind. Right. So, Elsa, she is, like I said, the first, she's one of the first Disney princesses who did not encounter at all any form of romantic um partner. So other princesses, they may have been set up or they may have been saved by a prince or maybe a godmother, but she was her own savior. So she stepped up to her role and she was able to save not only herself but the people of Arendelle, right? Her journey is not about being saved or by finding her one true love. It is about becoming who she needs to be to help the people, right? And to in the second movie to find that final key to make everything right between, well, in the movie it's Arendelle and the Enchanted Forest. So to like I said, it's just all symbolism of her internal turmoil and her finding herself and grounding herself. Right. So this it basically teaches the people audience the importance of self-growth and to focus on your leadership rather than having to be rescued from others. So, like I said, her journey isn't only about ex- external challenges or having a villain, because in her story, technically, she is her own villain. And her dark side, her inner dark side, is what she is fighting against, and her self doubt and all of the negativity that she had building up from her youth, she's able to break through. That's what her story is about, her internal growth, and how she doesn't need anyone to come and save her, right? And how she is able to accept herself for her flaws, her fears, and everything, and come out on top. So that's what makes her unique and better than other stories, because it's about being genuine and accepting herself no matter what. And so I did mention her story is not about being saved by someone. However, this does not mean that you cannot rely on others. And that's what Elsa teaches you. So in her youth, she was very isolated and she did not ever want anyone to come save her. And she was locked up in a room, or lots of symbolism too, but she would lock herself up and just isolate herself from her sister. They would just coexist. But once the challenge actually came and her powers started to bring up the self-doubt, she kind of her walls started coming down, and Anna, her sister Anna and Elsa, Anna was able to come in, swoop in, and teach her how getting help from others is not being does not mean that you're helpless or that you're less weak, but that relying on others and being helped by others actually makes you way stronger. And her being able to do this also means that she accepted herself and accepted her relationship and connection with her sister and the friends that she made along her way, such as Olaf. Right. And then, on the other hand, Elsa is not the best, right? I mean, look at her. Yes, she came through and she was able to step up to her role as a leader, but it all happened after so many years of just battling with herself and her own mind. And what's to say that she will not do that again? Because in the end of the second movie, while everything is resolved technically, there is still something that is preventing the story from ending, which means that she might fall back into her own patterns, her old behaviors, which means that she could put the people in danger once again, like she did already 2 times. So it's not dangerous, but it's risky, which means that she might not be the best. Next, tradition over modernity. So, like I said, when you think of Disney princesses, you think of the classics, right? And that's just better sometimes because the classics, they have charm, and they have this magic that modernity cannot mimic, right? People love and will always come back to the classics, and because they are more magical and they're more unrealistic maybe, but that's what makes them magical, because Elsa's story, it's too close to reality, and it's regardless of the magic, it's too close, it's too serious. So this is why traditional Disney princesses are better. Conclusion. So Elsa is more than a character. She is relatable. People can watch her story and feel seen because of how she deals with herself and her emotions, and how she comes out, and this can inspire others going through hardships to find the help that they need, to find the strength within themselves and find the help from others to come out successful, right? And she has changed the rules of what it is to be a princess, so she didn't need to be saved by a prince or a godmother. And she actually got help from the people surrounding her, like her sister, her friends, and maybe even some people of Arendelle, right? Her story is about embracing who she is. So that's what she is teaching the people, embracing who you are, even the good and the bad, and persevering through the bad. These are my resources. Thank you.